All right, guys, so I have actually taken off every single piece off this car. Yo, what's up, Yoda gang? This is my brand new AE86. It was raining the other day, so might look a little rough with the dirt, but I can assure you that I have been doing some work to it. It's actually a pretty clean car. It has 60,000 original miles. There has been some work done to it before I got it. They did some work on the back for the rims, and they also did some other work up here. But my work is inside of the engine bay. But we could check out the inside real quick. I have a bunch of parts. Yeah, this is has a T50 5-speed transmission factory, and it's a 4 AC. And you can see right there the original mileage, which is right about there. Okay, better right here. Sorry for the glare, guys. 60,000 original miles. I mean, it looks immaculate in the rear, so in the front as well. I'm only missing this piece, to be honest. I mean, this thing looks phenomenal. Just had it sitting because I've been doing some work to it. So the final parts come in for the carburetor, since I'm gonna rebuild it. Something I've been talking about. But let me show you a little bit of the work that I have done here. So like I said, it's a 4 AC, guys. All right, guys, so I have actually taken off every single piece off this car to either vapor blast and refurbish, or just plain vapor blast and leave it alone. So as you can see, I've been adding a lot of new zinced hardware, which is what you can see all around. You got hardware here, the hardware there, here, and pretty much anywhere that you see like a 10mm bolt in the 12s and 14s. I added this new radiator. It's an aluminum aftermarket one off of eBay. It's nothing crazy. All this got vapor blasted and refurbished as well. It's just a little dusty. Same thing with the valve cover. That is actually vapor blasted. It is not painted or anything. It's raw aluminum. You can see it has a little sparkle to it. It looks really, really nice. What I need to do to this car is change the F1 filter, and then, which is a bigger filter that's factory. I need to redo the whole timing, pull out the pan. I mean, just do like some gnarly stuff to it. This is pretty much, I wouldn't say like a half rebuild, but I'm saying it's like an 80% rebuild. And yeah, pretty much just like refurbish the starter, redo everything underneath here. There's a lot of things that I've noticed that the 4 ACs have in common with the 22REs, which, like, this is a gasket from a 22RE, the muffler gasket. A lot of these bolts that I got brand new, they're from a Tacoma. Some of it is from actually these two right here, from the fuse box. These are actually from 400Z, and all that other good stuff. And people ask me, did I anodize these? I actually didn't. As you can see here, I have to repaint it a little bit, but I'd used a paint to do this, and I used that same paint for those two bolts right there, and it just came out phenomenal. So I'm really happy with how this car's coming out. Looks really, really nice. It was completely black in here, like the whole engine. It was backfiring, and on top of that, there was the timing is very off on this, I could tell, and I had an issue with the carburetor. So if we go over here, I'll show you guys this real quick to the layer. Right here's all the 4 AC parts. These have all, I've taken my time to redo all of these. Just got a little wet from the rain, but you can see that these are all the parts. It's one of the parts I have to redo is this one, just because I got a little bit of surface rust here with the rain. I didn't touch it up right, but all this stuff here is pretty much all what I have done for the 4 AC, and all this is painted. A lot of this stuff is just refurbished. That's actually just bare plastic. Same thing with the timing covers. That manifold looks, I mean, amazing. Honestly, just looks so good. And yeah, just little things here and there that I'm showing you guys that I have done. These look phenomenal. These actually look like the aluminum finish, but it's actually paint. So crazy how, you know, this machine that I have here can really do the job. Same thing here. This is just vapor blasted. Nothing crazy. It's just something nice, so when I put it back together, you know, it could look as factory as possible, which is something that I really, really want. See, here is the 4 AC carburetor. I have a few issues with this carburetor because someone has done some work to it and it didn't come out too well. but I am gonna take my time to vapor blast everything, take it apart, make sure there's no, pieces of glass inside. Someone really tried to paint this. As you can see, they painted like this black, and they did some stuff here, but that's a big no-no, and they chopped into the harness. So my goal is to rebuild this, put it back to factory spec, and it should be good to go. I did notice that on here, all these vacuum pieces, they work fine under pressure with the gauge. I put it like towards like 15 pounds, and they work phenomenal. They don't lose pressure in the inside, nor this one. But the one where I was losing pressure the most was the fuel regulator, which is this one here that has nothing. So this has fuel coming in here, right? But then it opens and closes like that. What happened is that the drum got ruptured, and it was leaking fuel, and the fuel was actually leaking into the lines, the hard lines. So whoever had this before me, or a mechanic that had worked on it, they had just capped it off like with one of these, and it totally was compromising the power of the carburetor. And in full honesty, guys, like, these carburetors are really good. The 4ACs are actually very economical on gas compared to a 4AG. It's just the difference really is in power if you want to start tuning it and all that stuff. But you guys know me to an extent. I'm a purist. I do understand that there's times where you have to go aftermarket, but I'm going to try to keep this 86 as stock as possible, just because it's so nice, and even paint it back to the original color. So that's going to be really, really cool. Okay, so right here you can see that this transmission was actually serviced. This company went out of business. It's in Pasadena, I believe. They went out of business. They're no longer around. But what I did notice here is another cool thing here. So at first I thought this was a swap from automatic to manual, but as you can see, when you read these codes on the engine bay, this one is telling you that TM is transmission, which is the last one. So we have a T50 transmission. You can see there, T50. And if you wanted to figure out your color code, well, you can't really see it, but it's actually the first letter that's here. It says like CT, I believe. And the color code we have here is at 8D8, which is the blue. This is the same blue that they put in the Camrys. So it kind of looked familiar, the color, to me, because I had an 87 Camry and a 90 with the same color, but it's an 8D8. So I can just take that to my paint guy, any paint guy really that mixes paint. You tell him, hey, I want a Toyota Corolla 1986 8D8, and then they'll take it right out and they'll mix it all for you. And this one, I believe these cars did take clear. I don't remember if it was a base coat and then clear, or if it was like a single stage like the pickup trucks. But yeah, this one's, I mean, it's gonna look good. It's gonna look really, really good because everything's here. That's another reason why I bought it. Like, there's nothing missing from it. Like the interior, I put a brand new, not a brand new, but I had a used stereo from a pickup truck, and it fits directly into the 86. The seat belts are all there. The steering wheel is all there. I mean, everything is there for this car. So that's what made me want to buy it. And on top of that, like I said, I'm making this engine bay look phenomenal. So here you can see I actually polished these lines the best I could. And I mean, this car's just gonna look phenomenal, man. So that's what makes me really excited about having this car. I've always wanted one, never thought I'd own one, to be honest, but here's the opportunity. So as far as like cleaning everything, I'm making sure I vapor blast just about every single piece. So the next job I need to do is pull out these motor mounts, lift the engine up. Well, lift it up first, pull out the engine mounts, pull out the pan, and then put a new pan gasket with the FIPG Toyota filler, which is a fit and placement gasket. And that stuff is strong, man. So I'm just gonna do that, make sure everything goes tits, and then after that, just put it back together. Pretty cool, huh? Got these cool rims along with the cell, and of course, the tread is like brand new. I just feel so bad for it because it's been sitting. But I guess these rims are made in the Philippines, which is pretty badass. I went to the Philippines, so I'm pretty hyped on how this is gonna come out, guys. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna let you go. This is the 86 that we got, so I'm gonna be posting more pictures and videos of me fixing this thing. And you guys take care, man. Peace.